Hey guys, and welcome to the first video from 2016 on my channel. Today we are obviously going to be turning ourselves into that cute little dog skeleton. Okay, wait. It's cute, but it's also kind of creepy as well. So, cutely creepy dog skeleton. This video is going to be sponsored by Skelanimals, which are these cute little skeleton animals. They have all kinds of different ones, all kinds of products, plush, purses, shirts, you name it. When I do a sponsored video for you guys, I only like to sponsor products that I believe in and I like, and I actually really like these. They're awesome and super cute, so I was really excited when they contacted me to turn myself into one. Thank you so much to Skelanimals for this. I love all the products, and I just love your brand in general, so yeah. First off, excuse my voice, a little raspy, but I wanted to show my new hair, so I had to wear that shit down. Pin your hair up, though, a little bit. You don't want paint in it. And then I just want to use a reference picture. Skelanimals has all kinds of different animals, so you could really make yourself into whichever you choose. I didn't quite know what I was going for yet. I was thinking a bat, but then I saw the dog one and it was so cute, so that's why my face is a little red here. I had drawn out a bat a little bit and then I kind of wiped it into my skin. So I'm using this pencil from Sigma. It's called Rhapsody. It's actually a lip base, but most of my pencils are all unsharpened, and I don't know where my sharpener is, so you know. I would suggest for this part using a white pencil. That's very important, or using black if you wanted, but I definitely wouldn't have used this red if I didn't have to, because it can kind of blend into the paint a little bit. You can see how often I'm looking back at the reference picture just to get the placement generally right, and what I always try to do is make it so that my features are hidden within the features of the body paint I'm doing. For example, the line of my lips, my nostrils, and the line of my eyes when they're closed. So with this part, I do this whenever I have a problem with looks. Snap a photo of your look for your placement whenever you get a little confused, then take it into Facetune or another app where you can draw on the picture and fill in the colors. That will basically show you like, oh okay, this will work out with this placement. I do this all the time, you guys. It's so helpful. Continue with the rest of the placement, and then I did the dog collar that's on the Skelanimal, but I wanted to make this a little more humanized too, so I took a picture of a rib cage as a reference picture, and I just started to draw that as well. Using pencils are really great because if you don't like something, you can just rub it into your skin because you're going to be painting over it anyways and redraw it. These lines don't have to be exact right now. You just want a little bit of a placement. Moving on to body paint, I'm using Mehron Makeup's white body paint, which is a Paradise paint from them. And what you do is you add a little bit of water just to activate the paint and it becomes creamy. When you're making a white base, it's really good to use a very light hand because sometimes it can look kind of patchy. I also decided to take out my nose ring. Don't really need that. Even though I don't take it out very often, I do take it out sometimes, alright? Just so that you don't have to layer the paint over and over again, make sure not to add too much water. You want it to be really creamy so it's super opaque with the first laydown of the paint. I didn't draw the actual bones for the arm and shoulders, so I just looked at the reference picture again for that and just drew it in with paint. You don't have to go in with pencil first, I just like to, so that I can get some of the placement down. This is Krylon's Super Color Clown White Paint. It's just a white cream paint. There's tons you can use. This is just my favorite one that I have. I'm going to very lightly pack this all over the white base. This will make it so that it's extremely opaque. You can get a pretty opaque base with just white body paint, but this will really help. If you pat it on very lightly as well, you won't disturb any of the paint that you just put down. I wanted to show you guys the difference here. So you can see in the before picture it's a little patchy, second after, nice and white. If you want smaller spots, instead of using a sponge, you can use a brush. Just remember to keep a very light hand, like we did earlier with the body paint. Set all of that with white eyeshadow. I'm using Makeup Geek's White Lies, and if you mess up a little bit, it's okay, just add a little more cream paint. You always want to set cream paint or else it can move around a little bit. If you didn't use the cream paint step, that's totally fine. You can blend eyeshadows on top of the body paint or the cream paint. This is just black Paradise paint from Mehron Makeup, the water-activated paints, and this is actually my first time painting into my head, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm going to be painting so many looks onto my shaved head. I cannot wait. It's kind of half the reason why I did it. Right now is mainly just a game of filling in the lines where you don't have the white. You want to use a brush so you can get right up against those lines because we basically want to use the black paint to define the white lines. We want to use the black to kind of clean up the white, because it's a lot easier to clean up white with black than to try to go back and add more white. Another way you could do this is take your smaller brush to kind of outline all of the white and really take your time, and then go back in with your larger brush to really fill up those large parts like your shoulders and your arms. You don't want to go doing that with a tiny brush. It takes forever. Even though you already have your lines drawn down, keep looking at your reference picture just to make sure that you're on the right track. Because sometimes when you have so much white already all blended together, that shit can get confusing. Most of the Skelanimals don't really have shading. They're mainly just black and white with the red heart, but obviously I need to have some shading. I love me some dimension, so I'm using a little bit of Stealth eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, which is the best cool gray eyeshadow out there. It's like a true gray. And I am taking this around the curves of the skull, but not going all the way to the edges. You want to do this around the top of the skull as well. And I'm using a Makeup Geek blending brush as well. It's actually an outer V brush. This is great to really put the product down and then to just lightly blend it upwards. Keep adding more and more gray shadow until you have a nice transition. As for the ribs, these front bones, the sternum, it's above the rib cage. So you're going to add a little bit of shadow where the little ribs start connecting with the sternum. And then you want to add complete grayed out bone on the parts that curve around behind the front bones. Basically think of how the light would hit it. As the bone curves around, it would get darker towards the ends of the curves. Even though the sternum is pretty light, we still want to add a little bit of shadow, just like we did around the skull. Don't take it all the way to the edge, but just kind of around to give it a little more dimension. And then do the same on your shoulders and your actual little arm bones as well. I went in with an angled brush, not a very fine one, kind of a fluffy angled brush so that I could blend really nicely with it, with some black eyeshadow. This is Corrupt from Makeup Geek, to really define these lines, and we want some of them to be really dark, especially the bones that curve around behind the other ribcage bones. I did the same on the face, just wanted to darken up the shadows I did put down a little bit, and I wanted to add a little bit more around where the eyebrows would be. The collar is on top of everything, so it needs a little shadow going underneath. And then I created this kind of look like these are spikes, so you want to make it look like metal. So if you put two shadows on either side, it kind of gives the appeal of metal. The look of metal. I don't know why I said the appeal of metal, like what? The heart is pretty simple, just took some red paint from Mehron makeup. And a good way to start a heart is by drawing the V, the inner kind of V to the curves, making sure that's correct first, and then you can kind of go from there. Fill that in and keep layering it, because layering on top of white, it'll get a little pink. I needed more color than just the heart and being mainly black and gray, so I just took a little bit of Love Plus from Sugarpill to give me some little rosy cheeks, and then I wanted to actually add this on top of the heart as well to really darken it. You can see how much of a difference that made. So these ears are cut out cardboard pieces from my Xbox One box, and so I'm just taking that, kind of figuring out where I want it and using eyelash glue to glue it to my head. But if you're wearing this for longer, use Spirit Gum. You can see I had a little bit of a difficult time keeping it on at first. If you're wearing this look for long wear, you gotta set it. Set it with some translucent powder, or you can always set it with some Krylon fixing spray. That, you guys, is it. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it. I had a lot of fun. You know, I had a couple moments in the tutorial where I was like, ooh, is this gonna work out? But it did. So just, if you're having that problem with yours, just keep with it. It'll work out. Thank you guys for watching this. I love you all, my Hanz family. I will see you guys in the next video.